I think many women would agree with me that one of the most admirable traits in a man.
Just to be clear, anytime women start out telling men what they desire or what men should do to make them happy, it's never good.
Is if you can reject him and he still comes around and he still entertains you, or he still wants to take you out, or whatever the case may be.
Told you. I told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
I think that there's too many men out there who, as soon as you reject them sexually, they're like, oh, well, F you then. Like, you don't matter. But the truth is, like, the second that you're okay, men, the second that you're okay with being rejected by a woman and still pursuing her, or still entertaining her, or still, being there for her, shows that you have some commitment to her. It shows that you still are like, you know what, I still appreciate you as a person enough to like still want to hang out with you and still engage in that.
Shut up.
But the second that a woman feels that the only way that you will want to be in her life is if she does that with you, is like a complete turn off.
Off. It's such a lovely pair of words.
And I will tell you that there are greater chances of you getting with that woman if you are okay with getting rejected by her.
I'm very tired of all of the lies.
As opposed to just calling it quits altogether. So good luck and do whatever you want with this.
I don't know about y'all, but I know what I'm about to do with this information. This video to me was hilarious. There are so many women running around screaming this stuff to men, trying to get them to do what they want them to do. Fellas, do not fall for this, okay? I am not saying this can never work because it has worked before, but you have to be a real gambler to go out there and do that, because you're gonna spend a lot of time, money, energy on somebody where there is a chance they're never going to see you in that light. And honestly, when you're sniffling behind them, running behind them every time they ask you to, that is what turns them off. I can't tell you men what to do. Do whatever you want to do, but what have you learned on the internet over the last couple years? You can't listen to these women. They are setting you up to fail. They come on here and they tell you to do things that they want you to do. What's going to happen is a bunch of you men are going to go out there, you're going to meet some girl, and you're just going to hang around hoping that one day she's going to call you and profess her love to you, and you guys are going to run off and get married. But once you come back from Fantasyland and join us here in the real world, at that point you're going to realize that ain't happening. I know you've probably watched some of these Disney movies as well, and you see the best friend win her over at the end. Sir, that's a movie. These women love wasting men's time. They love doing that. That's what they do. If you want to play the fool to one of them, knock yourself out. So like the lady said, do whatever you want to do with that information, but I'm telling you, this is fool's gold. Any man who signs up for this, you deserve exactly what you get. So if you end up spending a year taking her out to dinner, being her best friend, helping her move and all that stuff, and then one day when you're ready to tell her how much you love her, and then as soon as you go to open your mouth, she's going to stop you and tell you how she's engaged and start showing off her ring to you while her fiance is pulling up in the driveway, and you're going to be standing there like,
oh, you motherfucker. Okay, you think you can do this to me?
And don't come looking at me for sympathy, because I ain't got nothing for you. I keep telling you, when a woman is into you, she's into you. Stop going out there trying to get these women to see your value. If she can't see your value, if she don't want to rock with you, let her go. Maybe one day she'll wake up and realize that you're a good dude, and then she can come back to you. But by you standing around there playing that game with her, you're making a fool of yourself, sir. I hate to be the one to tell you, but that's what's going to happen. And I want to say this. I do understand that there are some men out there who are struggling a little bit. It's a little harder for them to get girls than it is for the rest of us. And if that's you, I understand if you're more willing to try this than other men. But just know what you're signing up for. Because if you know it's harder for you to get girls, they know it too, and they will make you pay for that. And I also want to say this worked a lot more back in the day, because when you liked the girl, she was probably in your neighborhood, in your school, or just in your community, and the other men that she wanted were normally in the community as well. So when those guys hooked up, or when she realized that wasn't going to work, you were right there for her. But what's happening nowadays with the internet is these women believe they have endless options. So even if 3 Chads in a row dump her, she believes there's a 4th Chad out there on the internet somewhere. That's what's making it harder for you guys to win her over in the end. But hey, I'm not a fortune teller. You guys are grown. Do whatever you want to do. Just don't be mad when you finally go tell her how you feel about her and she look at you like,
never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If a man asks you, what do you bring to the table? Ask him this. What are you lacking that you need me to provide?
They cannot answer that question. They just can't answer it. That question got a chokehold on these women. These women are on the ropes. And it's so crazy because this is the same question they love asking us. And it's an easy question to answer. It isn't even that hard. But that tells you everything you need to know about these modern day women. They can't answer it because they don't know what they bring to the table. I posted a video not too long ago where a guy reworded the question and look at how she answered it.
I don't ask women what they bring to the table. I think that's cliche. A lot of guys do that. It's stupid. But how could you bring value to my life?
I think for me, I would bring into any man's life just a peace of mind and just fun, like enjoy a life. I feel like I like to have fun and I like to just enjoy life. So that's what I would be bringing.
What the hell was that?
I keep telling y'all, they do not know how to answer this question. So the only option they got is to try to deflect the question, make us feel bad for asking the question, or try to distract us once they see that question coming. You ever seen those movies when it's like a fighter jet and it locks on its target and it shoots some heat-seeking missiles at it, but the other fighter jet or whatever they're shooting at, they shoot these flares out there so the heat-seeking missile is distracted and it goes after the flares instead of the original target. That is what she's doing with this question. They are distracting you from the real target, which is dumb because they cannot answer it. This is what they call the banana in the tailpipe, fellas. Don't fall for it. And I just want to be clear about something. The question, what do you bring to the table? That is not what bothers them. What bothers them is that in the first time in the history of dating, men are starting to ask them up front,
what would you say you do here?
And that is what bothers them, because we are putting them in a situation where they have to look in the mirror and think about what they actually bring to a relationship, and most of them just can't do it. So it isn't the actual words. They don't care about the table and all that. And in addition to that, a lot of them don't even believe they need to do anything. That is your job. They got a little TNA, and as far as they're concerned, that's all they need. And on top of that, because a lot of them think they're the prize, they look down at you. So when you ask a question like that, they're like, how dare you ask me, the queen? Why are you asking me questions? You should be happy I'm talking to you. So it has a lot to do with that too. But keep asking these types of questions, fellas. I know a lot of these women will tell you just wait and you'll see that is garbage. Nobody got time to spend 6-7 months just to find out you bring absolutely nothing to a relationship. If they can't articulate it from the start the same way they expect you to do, you might be better off just moving on. I'm just saying.
So what's your requirement for like your ideal man?
Has to be taller than me. I'm 5'7".
How would you feel if a guy said he has a weight requirement?
I think that's disrespectful. I think that shouldn't be a thing.
I hate it here.
I'm so tired of this.
I'm right there with you, Trey, because I'm about sick of this too. These women are the most hypocritical creatures on the planet Earth. Hands down, there's no competition. So you can blatantly talk about a man's height, say whatever you want about it, but a man can't say nothing about a woman's weight. Not only can't he say anything about it, if he says he doesn't prefer it, it makes him a bad guy. It's ridiculous. I don't even have no more words for us because my man here said it the best.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
I left a nurse practitioner in California making about $300K plus a year for somebody that made $1,000 a month, if that. And she has treated me better than that woman could ever dream of. Her kid has treated me better than I ever could have dreamed of. But now that I'm gone, it's like, I want my husband. I wish I had my husband. But before, it was, because she had the crib, because I was on the road trucking. So she had already got a crib, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, well, you just move in with me, blah, 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 whatever. But then soon as she get mad, well, you can get the out. All right. I ain't gonna be told that too many times. And one day, I politely packed mine, and the next day I was in Colombia.
Dipped on her.
Didn't look back.
Right.
Bro. Did not look
Be
back.
Be careful what you ask for.
Be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean?
You see, women love to come online and talk about how men who don't want to deal with a woman who makes a lot of money or make good money are weak, or they're not strong enough to deal with these women, or how they can't handle an independent woman. See, that's what y'all tell yourselves. But the fact is, we don't want to deal with that. See, a lot of you, not all of you, a lot of you get a little money in your pocket and you don't know how to act. Like he said, every time they got into an argument, well, you can just get out. A lot of women don't know how to handle that type of power. They get a little money and they turn to He-Man. They now believe they can talk to you the way they want, they can do whatever they want, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it because they make money. They're confused with the fact that there are men out here who can care less about you and your money. This man left a chick making $300,000 a year to dating a chick making $1,000 and who has a kid. But because she's giving him peace, that was okay for him. Peace is what these men are chasing. That's why they don't want to deal with these women who are so-called boss chicks or boss babes or whatever y'all want to call them. This is why men don't want to deal with them, because they don't want to deal with that. Again, this is in every situation, but a lot of situations these women make a little money and they just don't know how to act. Now, a woman like that can find a man who's going to deal with the stuff that she got going on. They'll deal with the mental abuse, emotional abuse, the financial abuse. They'll deal with all of that because that man ain't got no money or he doesn't have any self-esteem. But a man who is about something, a man who has some standards, the man that these women typically want, he will not want anything to do with them. Again, this is not all situations, but this is most of them. So kudos to this man for getting the hell out of there and going to live his best life. Leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.